Hey friends, it's Dimitri with Nebraska Streetwear. So before I begin the talk today about hidden costs, essentially this whole video is going to be very nuanced and it's going to be applying directly to my situation that I'm in. So the concepts might not directly apply to you, but the overall lesson, I think you'll be able to get something from it and apply it to your specific situation. And today we're going to be talking about hidden costs specifically within shipping and how those might add up. So I'm going to also start off the video with an interesting story, kind of actually very related to what I'm talking about. So back in the 1980s, American Airlines, their CEO had this brilliant idea from a business standpoint to remove one olive from a salad that they served to the customers on the airline. And just because he decided to remove one olive, that saved the company around $100,000 or something like that. It could be a little bit less or a little bit more, but that's kind of the number I found online. And the whole lesson from that was that a tiny little change in the business can have big effects. Now you might be wondering, how could removing one olive from a salad lead to $100,000 added to the business? Well, the reason why is because they're making so many flights and they're serving so many customers. I have one small criticism about that, and I've made videos about that. Generally, when you are cutting costs, you don't want to remove items or things or services that are directly benefiting the customer. I think that you should go backwards and remove stuff that is non-value added, stuff that the customer doesn't interact with, doesn't care about, stuff like that. Although the whole thought behind the olive thing was that the customer won't notice an olive. So if someone had, let's just say they had 5 olives and there's now 4, it's probably really not a big deal. So at the end of the day, it was a plus for the company, I guess. Now, for this specific thing that we're going to talk about hidden costs in shipping. And I'm going to use a direct situation that I came across today. And this does happen once in a while. I think I mentioned it briefly in one of the month review videos, but I'm going to go much deeper into it. And I think you guys will like how this turns out, this video. So a customer, they ordered a package that's going to be sent overseas by UPS. Now, UPS orders, I typically don't have a lot of them because probably like 97% of my orders just get shipped with USPS, my local post office over here. So sometimes I run into special situations with UPS where I have to kind of think about it a little bit more, and this is what happened. And even if I do get UPS orders, the amount of those that I have to ship into a box are even less, and that requires, a little bit of thought. So here's the two options that I was faced with. So this is option one. Option one is this larger box, and it costs around $1.40, right? Then there's option two, which is a more expensive box, but it holds roughly the same amount of items. So if a customer orders like a hoodie, a couple t-shirts, or a hat, something like that, combination, it'll get shipped in this kind of box almost always if it's going to USPS, right? But in certain circumstances, I have to use this kind of box, but this box costs more. This box costs $1.75 around. So at first glance, you might be wondering, okay, why would you just only use this box? Why would you put it in this box? The reason why is because of my location and the shipping situation that we're in. I have the post office literally a 2-minute walk from here. After you wait for the street lights and all that kind of stuff, it literally takes 2 minutes to walk there. I also have a UPS drop box that they recently installed, and that's about a 3-minute walk. So I'm in a really nice location. I'm really lucky to be in this kind of situation. Some of you might not have that kind of situation. You might have your post office or UPS really far away. So this video is actually going to be very applicable to you because you have to think about these situations that you're in. If I wanted to ship these specific items, 2 t-shirts and a hat, and I put it in the cheaper box, this box literally will not fit in the UPS drop box. which is why I have this special box that I use. I actually bought this box to ship out books. When people buy them, it's really useful for larger books, but I realized that it can fit a hat and other stuff in here. And once this box is folded up, it fits into the UPS drop box. So when I run into that situation, when someone has a hat, a couple t-shirts, and it's a UPS order, and it needs to go in a box, obviously, I will put it in this one, even though it costs more. Now, I could do it in option 1, where I put it in the cheaper box, but here's what happens. UPS round trip from here to there and back is 16 miles. And since this is a 3-minute walk, it's, in my head, it's virtually 0 miles. It's not really, I'm not driving there. I can walk there during my lunch break, that kind of stuff. And let me add in the times as well. So to get to there and back and drop it off, it's going to take me around 35 minutes. This one, to get back and forth just by literally walking, will take me 6 minutes, right? 3 minutes there, 3 minutes back. Now, here's where the hidden cost comes in. And I kind of really didn't think about this that often or too much when I started my brand. I kind of knew in the back of my mind, like, oh, if I have to drive a lot, that's going to be a hidden cost with shipping, right? Now, with the kind of vehicle I have, the distance, and the average price per gallon, that's going to be around $2.80 worth of gas. So here is really what's going on here. This is the hidden cost right here. This is something that you can't see, but you might do. So I might be like, oh, I'm just going to put in this box, and then later today, because I want to maintain a fast shipping time, I'm going to go and drive all the way there and back, spend 35 minutes, spend this hidden cost, $2.80 roughly in gas, and get this shipped out. Now, here's the other nuance to that, and I just mentioned it. I would do this because I want to ship out stuff on the same day. I do not want to pile up packages and ship them once a week or once every 3 days or something like that. I want to maintain that really fast delivery time. So it's imperative that I get this shipped out today, right? Now with this one, the cost for that because since I'm not driving, I'm walking, it's literally $0, right? So here is what this really adds up to. It's not $1.40 and $1.75 for the boxes, right? This is actually $4.20 to get this package shipped out today to UPS if I use this box. If I use this box and I walk to the drop-off box over there, it would only cost me this much. That would be the total right here. So this is an example of costs that are hidden in your business, and specifically with shipping. Now, you also might be wondering, like, oh, but can't you get UPS to pick up your packages? You can, but if you're a smaller business like me or, a lot of other people, they're not really shipping out tons of UPS packages, right? I ship out a lot of packages, but like I said, they're not UPS packages. I just go daily to my post office and I drop them off over there, and it's no problem and it's free, right? So for you, you need to really think about, where do you live? Where are your drop boxes? How much do you have to drive? You have to calculate that kind of stuff. And yes, you can do this. You will spend more money and you can write off those miles for tax purposes, right? But really what you want to do is you would want to go with this option if you can. Now there's also another nuance to this. I would do this if I have to run errands, or if I have so many UPS packages that it's not really feasible to order a pickup or to have them drop off in the drop box, because only so many things can fit in there, right? So let's say that I had a drop. Typically when I have a drop, I'm already going to have to go into town because I have to always buy more supplies or, find books to sell, stuff like that, go to the post office. I always have errands to run, and I do drops around Friday. So the next day I just always have to go into town to drop all that stuff off anyways. So in that case, I would go with the situation, right? That's the kind of the nuance and caveat to this whole thing. You can do this if you are running other errands at the time. Specifically today, I have no errands to run. So using this option 1 makes absolutely no sense. It's more economical and better to use this, and it'll get picked up today and it'll get shipped out today, and it's done and over with. So what is kind of the lesson in this? You need to be strategic. I have made a video about that a very long time ago about being strategic, but this is definitely applies to this. Look at your routes. Really, like I said, really think about your location and your strategy for shipping, because let's say that you have the same philosophy as me and you do want to ship stuff the same day, but you will go to UPS every day or whatever your situation is. That's not really smart. Think about something like that, a better way to do that, right? And as your company grows larger, a more economical way might be to actually get UPS to pick up your orders, and it might not be feasible for you to cram everything in your car. You might be wasting lots of time and employee potential doing that kind of stuff. So, things will shift in your business over time, but as you're starting out, and this video really applies to when you're starting out as well, you gotta look into these hidden costs, because they really, really add up. I'm shipping thousands and thousands of orders over the year, so I have to really think about this kind of stuff. The other lesson from this is money, right? You're simply going to make more profit for your business, which is going to keep you more financially stable and keep your business running if you really look through all these little nuances and details in your business. And at the end of the day, it just adds up. Like I said, if you're shipping tons of stuff, it's really important. So yeah. That is the hidden costs of shipping using a real example. So I hope that you guys got value out of this video. I hope that you take the time to really think through your strategy for shipping, the way you make clothing, everything. There's so much waste in your business and brand and whatever you're trying to do, that if you simply do the simple things like this, it's gonna be basically a lifesaver. And that's kind of like the main thing. This is gonna be a lifesaver. Maybe sales are a little bit slow for a month or two, right? And you're not having a bunch of revenue coming in. Doing stuff like this in the background will definitely help a lot. So that's kind of the main thing about this. This is gonna be a lifesaver for your brand if you have that kind of detail-oriented and do a little bit of accounting. It's kind of, to me, this is kind of fun. I like doing these strategy sessions and really thinking stuff through. And you might not be perfect. Maybe there's even a better way to do this, right? But that is something that I will discover as I keep going along in my brand. So hope you guys liked this video. Hope you got some value out of it, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.